Welcome back to the channel. It's Danny from Somewhere in Metal. It's that time of year again. It's the metal tag, courtesy of Heavy Metallurgy. First time attempting it this year. 20 questions covering everything from your likes, your dislikes, lots of things in between. So yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to get stuck into it because it will take some time. First question up is name a release you're eagerly anticipating in 2025. Quite easy for me. That would be King Diamond and his new album Institute. I've heard the first single off it, which is Spider Lily, which was really good. So really looking forward to that. Also catching them in April, I think, in Manchester, which will be a top show because I've never seen them before. Next up, show the 25th item, LP/CD tape, your choice in your collection. Well, I've gone for record. Not an LP, but a 12-inch. This is Anthrax, Bring the Noise, a song that you'll all be very familiar with. This is the 12-inch, featuring Chuck D from Public Enemy. Also got Keep It in the Family, I Am the Law on the B-side. Yep, 25th in the collection. There you go. Next one is name an older band that you checked out for the first time in 2024. Couple of bands actually. One, a glam rock band from Britain who you might be familiar with, Jagged Edge. Picked this up, I'm not sure where I got it from. I think I might have got it on Vinted actually, but yeah, absolutely great stuff. Never really heard them before, but was very familiar with the album cover. Also picked up the EP, another great set of tracks on there, so yeah, recommend that. I have got two actually, just quickly. Chimara, another band where I knew the name, never really spent much time listening to them. Picked these up in a shop in Scotland in a place called Dunbar. Yeah, highly recommended. Super consistent band, quite new metal, quite aggressive, but fantastic stuff all the same, so highly recommended. Okay, next one is Feeding the Monkey. How do you purchase most of your music? Yeah, Vinted is one that I go to quite a lot, which has proved quite successful. Good selection of stuff on there, well priced, and there's always a negotiation to be had, to be fair. eBay, Amazon, obviously. Some of the local record shops are pretty good, and also record fairs and things like that. Yeah, whole selection really. Okay, next one up is show a heavy metal album that musically is really hard to place in the heavy metal subgenre. This one sprung straight to mind. This is the second to last album by Zealand Ardor. Absolutely phenomenal album. Watched them live on this tour. Honestly, my chin hit the floor from the minute they come on to the minute they left. They were absolutely fantastic. It can be described as experimental black metal, grunge, industrial, even some gospel thrown in there for good measure. If you've not heard them, I highly recommend checking them out. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Okay. Next question. So, talk about an album you used to hate, but after years it finally clicked and now you can't get enough of it. More of a band actually. So, King Diamond for me was someone that I listened to when I was younger, really loved the concepts, really loved, sticking headphones on, lights out, listening to all the horror stories around the albums that I used to make. The one thing that used to put me off was just the vocals, just the high-pitched vocals. I just couldn't, when I was younger, just couldn't get my head around them. Later in life, yeah, just really like it. Really like the concept albums, really like the contrast between the vocals and also the stage show. And yeah, can't wait to see them this year. So yeah, that's my answer to that one. Okay, impulse buy. So show an album that you blind bought in 2024. Well, a couple of blind buys that I've made recently, and this was on the back of going to watch Obituary at the back end of last year. Sat there waiting for them to come on, and a song came on, Snorting Whiskey, Drinking Cocaine by the Pat Travers Band. I didn't know that at the time, but I thought, what a great intro to a death metal show, and it was just fantastic. So local record store, picked these two up, heat in the street and making magic. So yeah, two blind buys, never heard them before, but obviously heard the track at the Obituary show and thought it was great. Very good, different to what I usually listen to, but there's a lot of albums to dig into, so looking forward to exploring Pat Travers a little bit more. Okay, next up, Collector Scum. Show a title that you own more than one pressing of on the same format. Okay, so this one is Nuclear Assault, Handle with Care. Third album by the Nukes, probably their most successful album. I think I watched them on this tour. Also got this on cassette. And I've also got it on CD, but the CD is in the loft with my big CD collection, so apologies for that. But yeah, Nuclear Assault, Handle with Care. Okay, so show off a grail, something you really wanted that you acquired in 2024. Actual true grails to me are, either completing a collection, getting every album of one particular artist. A lot of the grails these days cost a pretty penny, so yeah, not something you go out and get all the time. If you are lucky, you can stumble across them in record shops. Couple that completed my collection last year. First one, Black Sabbath, Eternal Idol. Fantastic stuff. Picked this up on Vinted, I think it was about £50, but this was the last one I needed for the Black Sabbath collection, and absolutely thrilled to get such a good copy of it. And the other one, which I stumbled across in a record shop in Liverpool, Black Sabbath featuring Tony Iommi. So originally meant to be a Tony Iommi solo album. I think the record company preferred it to have Black Sabbath in the title, but nevertheless stumbled across this for not very much money, and yeah, was very pleased. There you go, that's that. So next one, a plea to the VCLT gods. What is a grail item you were on the hunt for? One item that I've been on the hunt for a long time. It doesn't fit necessarily in the metal genre, but it is rock, progressive rock at that, and that is Rush Counterparts. Have the cassette, have the CD. It is the only Rush album that I need. I think they released it as a box set recently. I know Darcy did a review of a box set that he picked up. I've actually got most of that box set. There was only Rush Counterparts that I didn't have. So I'm hoping they do a reissue of it on its own and I can pick that up. Trying to find it in the wild now, it's probably going to cost about £300, which is a bit of a stretch and probably a bit too much for me to pay. So yeah, that's my grail at the moment that I'm looking for. Boomerang album. Show an album that no matter how many times you purge it from your collection, another copy returns to you. I don't really have a scenario like that, to be honest. Everything that I purchase, I usually keep hold of. So yeah, nothing really to report on that one, so I'll have to skip that question. Reunion. Name an artist that you had lost track of over time but reconnected with in 2024. This one is a band, again, that I would have listened to many years ago, but reconnected with in 2024. Cro-Mags, two of their absolute classic albums, and I watched these in Manchester last year. Absolutely superb band. Highly recommend, if you've not heard them, picking up these two albums. Absolute classic crossover thrash hardcore. Yeah, Cro-Mags. There you go. Okay. What is next? Name a new band whose debut album really impressed you. Debut didn't have to come out in 2024, but recently. Quick and easy decision on this. Pest Control, someone that you'll all be very familiar with, probably, but if not, UK crossover in the vein of early suicidal tendencies, that type of stuff. Watched them supporting Enforced in Manchester, really small venue, absolutely great. Did a suicidal cover, I think it was Subliminal. They've really made big strides in the last 12 months, and yeah, fantastic band, really worth checking out if you've not done already. Okay, next one is show a band release that you bought in 2024 as a direct result of watching someone's YouTube channel. That's an easy one. Again, on my trip to Scotland in Dunbar, stumbled across Omen, Escape to Nowhere. Saw this on Darcy's channel. Never heard of this band before. Never seen this before, really. But yeah, picked it up blind, really, on the back of Darcy's review, and yeah, classic, brilliant album. Bit of new wave of British heavy metal tinged rock. Really enjoyed it, and yeah, really appreciated picking it up. So thanks, Darcy. Next one up, don't judge a book by its cover. Show a great album and bad cover art. Again, this one just jumped straight into my mind when I read that question, and it is Flotsam and Jetsam, When the Storm Comes Down. Good album, not great album, but definitely a good album. Probably not as good as Doomsday or No Place for Disgrace, but that cover art, I think the creative juices weren't flowing because, yeah, just seems like a lazy effort on the old cover art. I mean, imagine it with a different cover art, and it kind of transforms the album a little bit, to be honest. But yeah, great stuff from Flots. And obviously they've gone on to continue making classic albums, and this is just one of the early ones. But yeah, that cover art, not great. Doesn't make the record leap out, that's for sure. But that's that one. Okay, so next one up is show an album whose cover art was created by one of your favourite artists. This album is the first metal album that I bought going back to the late 80s in a record shop in Liverpool called Penny Lane Records. It's Nuclear Assault, Game Over, and it's Ed Repka. I know a lot of people have picked Ed Repka, but yeah, that is for a reason. He's just a phenomenal artist, and he's all over lots of thrash and heavy metal records. Back in the day, these used to be in record shops as imports, so you'd trundle along to the record shop on a Saturday and see what was there as an import, and this was there. Picked it up, looked at the cover, thought, my God, what is this? It looks amazing, and yeah, it's a classic. Again, if you've not heard it, which I'm sure you have, but absolute classic early thrash by the Nukes. And where are we next? Okay, name an album you would like to see reissued on vinyl or CD. I'd like to see a vinyl reissue, not of this one, but of this one, which is Agent Orange, an album that I saw on vinyl at my friend's when I was young, and absolutely loved the cover. The cover just looks like this apocalyptic, futuristic, war scene, if you like, and it always stuck with me since the age of 16, 17. I've still not even snagged it on CD, to be honest, so I'm waiting for a vinyl release. Hopefully on the back of Tap in the Vein, they're going to release Agent Orange soon, and yeah, I look forward to that coming out hopefully soon. Name an album from a genre that you typically do not listen to very much. I would say The Sisters of Mercy, Floodland. An album that I was familiar with when I was young. Some of the songs just stick in the brain, from years ago. And an album that I've got in my collection. I've recently picked up the CD box set of some of the early Sisters of Mercy albums. great stuff. And yeah, one that I don't listen to that often, but yeah, absolutely love it. So yeah, probably that one. Okay, two more, not long to go. What band do you hope to see live in 2025? Well, I've got 3 gigs planned for early 2025, which are all absolute classics, and I can't wait to see them. The one that's jumping out the most is the Incarceration Festival in London, where we're going to see Celtic Frost. We're going to see Triptychon play Celtic Frost. On the same bill, we've got Blood Incantation as well. So yeah, that's going to be a classic. Also, Opeth in Manchester and King Diamond in Manchester, which are just going to be superb gigs. Very excited to see them. Okay, last question. In closing, tell your viewers about 2 new to you YouTube channels you discovered in 2024, or just shout out 2 channels you enjoy. First one, I'd like to shout out Mr. Boulder. Yeah, love his content. Yeah, great guy. I had a few chats with him online, really supportive, and love his content, love his range of music that he listens to. A couple of other ones, Rock and Metal Plus. Yeah, really enjoy that channel. Really enjoy the relaxed nature of it. Great content, lots of good stuff on there. And final one is a chap called Brendan Snyder from the US, who is not metal, but he does have metal, he does have rock, but he does have a lot of other genres, buys an awful lot of music, but definitely worth a watch. He's a good guy. Okay, that brings it to the end. Really enjoyed that, hope you did too, and yeah, see you next time. If you like, please subscribe. Any comments, please put the comments in the comment section. So thanks very much. Take care all. See ya. Bye bye.